Okay, I've brought this on here to show you and explain to you exactly how the continuum works. So, continuum is broken up basically into 21 density levels. If you're at the 21st level inhumane, it is too dense. You go to the belly of Anubis and then you have to be reformatted and you come back anew without any memory of any of your soul lives in the past. That is true soul death. Okay. Other than that, Divine Pymander's chamber has not been reached. We just ended our first cycle of yugas. Therefore, we just started the Satya Yuga, and the being that is before you now giving you this information will be the one that will go through the divine chambers. I will be leaving the universe when I leave this body. I have done my duty in the 17 dimensions. I have come back. I have bring forth this information to you, which typically, I mean, as we all know, nobody in this generation listens. It will be 2125 that takes this information and goes with it and knows how to go forward and build a thinking world. But until then, those of you who are going to build those children that have this information, this is the information for your children. Because this information is the truth. This is the information they're going to be born with and they're going to already know. My duty and my job is to come put this stuff out here for free. I don't do this for money. I never will. That's disgusting. Psychic mediums, they all need to know that if you charge for the knowledge that you got from the divine, you will suffer, period. That is lying. And that is 19. That is a 90% density, and that is too density for a being to be able to communicate with those beings. So if you go to a psychic or a medium, they're liars. They're going to bring your vibration down. Okay? If they knew what they were doing, they would know their information is not meant to give to the public like that. It's meant to be given to only those who have the connection. Therefore, they went through the work to get the connection, and now they're just going to connect other people for free. That's cheating. Just like a savior, Jesus coming to down here to save us, that's cheating. Okay? We don't get people or things or spirits come and help us. You have to understand every single spiritual being in the other 16 dimensions is busy. There's not any being sitting around waiting to answer your prayers. Prayers are bullshit. You need to understand you're supposed to be your savior. You have this knowledge. Here it is. Dante gave it to you years ago. But I'm going to break it down in a simpler, more specific way to show you exactly how this works. Okay? So, what is going on right now is we have pride. Okay. Pride is 50% dense. That's a purgatory level. That's not a heaven level. Pride is bad. We are not supposed to have pride. Anything that creates division in pride creates division. If you have pride in anything that divides you from the whole, that's incorrect. We are all on this planet together as a whole here to level up. And when I mean level up, get ourselves up to the divine Pymander's chambers to leave the universe so we can go to the next. Unconditional love was the level I came in on. This is the level that I am at now, and this is the level that we need to create for our planet. You have to understand every religion is creating division. There's pride in your religion. That's 50%. Now, the goal to understand how the elites and the wealthy have what they have, you need to understand the dynamics of energy. Money is not money. Your human body is not just your human body. Your human body is made up of 49 sense beings, 5 elemental beings, and your soul being the 55th being. And then when you go forward and you understand that everything is in vibration of energy and that negative energy deflects positivity and positive energy attracts positive, negative attracts negative. That is how it works. They teach you wrong. We are not magnets, okay? Just get that known. So the reason why I just harp about being a lemming and about the elites is because, yeah, we need to stop feeding the beast by giving money to the corporations. But I don't think you guys understand that money is an illusion. The truth of the matter lies in the way you treat yourself and other people. Okay, so the reason why our beautiful president is out here lawing out his bahooty butt is because he needs our congregation of humans in America to be living in the violent, liar, denier, and angry state. They have to be below the greed. So, people who eat too much, people who are angry about anything. If you're angry about stubbing your toe, the elites win. Denier of love, denier that the energies exist, and not God. God has been used, abused, and that is a mental construct of bullshit. Jesus' mental construct of bullshit. Reality is, the closer you are to unconditional love, the higher your energy is. And if every single human, if everybody who was at normal level that didn't make $1 million a year, if all of us got together and literally spent an entire week in the unconditional love, just loving each other all the time, the stock market would break. Everything, all the illusions that the elites and the plutocrats have created would crumble, because they have to keep you in a denser state than them, so everything goes to them. Okay? What I'm trying to explain to you is that if you're in the considerate, righteous, if you're in the unconditional love, considerate, righteous, principled, and the just and contemplative states, from 7 up, you will always gain everything that you've ever wanted. But you have to understand, what you think you want is not what you want. You think you want money. You think you want to hoard resources like the wealthy. You do not. Most of us, if we had the money, we'd help everybody. That's what we want to do. We have to be programmed to be elitist. What's wrong with boomers is boomers sat down, they read one newspaper, they listened to one guy, Walter Cronkite. Everything in their lives was programmed. This is why they can't think for themselves, because they've never been allowed to, which is such a shocker when I have 6 siblings in my household that literally, my father's a philosopher and he gets them to talk and debate, and all they did was stick to their cult mentality, and they never, like my father would say, take the other side. He wanted my atheist brother to take the God side, and he wanted my religious evangelist brother to take the atheist side and just discuss it from the other side. In my entire upbringing, that was my father's main goal to do between these two brothers that were on total opposite ends of the spectrum. And not once, ever. And yes, I'm calling you atheist a freaking religious mentality. You turn around and deny everything. You're a denier. Atheist is just as bad as Christian. You're the same. You created division. You found a way to say, you're a jerk, I'm better. No. In no way, no means, no matter, no how are we ever supposed to create a divide between anybody for any reason. That is where they win. They make you think there's a divide. They make you think you're better. They give you ego. They give you pride. And then you drop below them. And they live in a love bubble. They go and they lie to you and they spew their toxicity and they do all this on camera, and then they turn around, go back to their homes in a love space where they can stay in the loving space so they can stay up there, and they bring their vibration up immediately, because we all know life is not hard for a billionaire. They get everything they want anytime they want. That's bad. They're not putting forth any energy, and they're not being rewarded by energy. They're manipulating your energy and getting your rewards. I'm going to say that again. They're manipulating your energies so they can get your rewards. Therefore, they reap the benefits of your rewards. I tell you, change the way you see things. I have pity on billionaires and the trillionaire. Let me tell you about Elon Musk. I'm going to tell you about Elon Musk. Elon Musk was a Lumerian priest who came down into Atlantean. I know who he is. And he is like come out so far that he is going to be reformatted if he does not give up everything he's doing and start helping humanity. I'm literally saying he has to give up. And right now, he is poisoning the well. He is going to get reformatted. And everybody who follows in Elon's footsteps and lives by the church of Elon is going to get reformatted. You're inhumane. Anybody, NASA, inhumane. Anybody who's shooting rockets into space are inhumane. You came to this planet to learn and level up, not leave the freaking planet and go to the freaking moon to get the stuff that they left behind. Yes, the Greys are dead. They could not survive Satya Yuga. They were here at the beginning of the Kali Yuga and they died at the end of the Kali Yuga. The energies can't sustain them. And our planet is not going to sustain inhumane. Satya Yuga is here. People are calling it feminine energy. Call it what you want. The change is upon us. The truth is on my website, Atlantean Love. Go see for yourself. Let it resonate. Figure out where you stand. But stop feeding the beast. If you're angry, if you're violent, if you lie, if you deny love, if you're eating too much or you want too much or you're greedy or you have ego or you're lazy or you're envious or you have pride or all you want to do is have sex or you're inconsiderate or you're indifferent, they win. They know how to stay in the contemplative. They can't go higher than contemplative, by the way, because they're not just, and they never will be because of what they're doing to us. But because they can put themselves in a love bubble, they can lift themselves above the pride and get themselves to just. So I'm saying that not only, or get to contemplative, not only do you need to be a good person, you need to be in the just, the principled, the righteous, or the considerate in order for it to flow to you. You have the power to change what's going on this planet. But the only way we change it is unconditional love for all beings all the time. You can dislike and not put up with the actions of the human being. But as a soul being who came from the continuum, it is our duty to love every human. But this is how they control you. They are lied to on a regular basis. They believe the lies. They drop their vibration down by 90%. If you're a loving human being who's kind to everybody all the time, but you read a news article and now you're running around speaking MAGA crap, you are literally dropping your vibration 90%, which will put you around the 45 to 50%, but it still puts you below them in the contemplative 40%, right? Contemplative 30%. You have to be lighter than 30% in order for the energies in the world and power to go our direction. I love you. This is how it works. They know this. They've manipulated you through words. The reason why we can't put up with boomers is because boomers are so solidly programmed from one point of view that they have no ideology of any others unless they've studied philosophy. And good on you, millennials, Zmers. I see you guys seeing that philosophy stuff. Badass, guys. Badass. I'm telling you, stop picking on the next generations. Stop that too. How are we dividing everything that creates division? You're dividing. Why is Gen X attacking uh, why is Gen X attacking millennials? Why are millennials attacking Zmers? Why are Zmers attacking alphas? Why is this even the thing? Because the plutocrats need it to be. Because as long as we're all wrapped in attacking each other, we won't fight against them. You guys unite in protest? Your protests are anger. You're making them win. Every protest, they win. Stop protesting. Start helping your neighbors. Start assisting each other. Be smart. Don't be angry. Be loving. Be righteous without anger. Because if you're righteous with anger, anger is going to drop you down 80%. From righteous at 20%, you're going to be somewhere in pride. Pride is bad. Gender is not real. Gender does not exist. I am not a woman. I am not a man. I am not trans. I am a human being who has testosterone and estrogen in me. Period. What bodily functions and how my body functions and what's down between my legs is nobody's business. Never is, never will be. But if you make it your business, you're helping the elites do what they do, create division. Congrats. Every LGBTQIA mofo out there running around with pride, screaming about your gender, you are helping the elites. Congratulations. You basically are literally giving views to your enemy. You're literally giving them what they need and what they want. Please wake up. I love you. Just know where you stand. We are in plutocracy. It's the illusion of democracy, but it's an illusion. We all know money talks, shit walks. We know. We also know AI's bullshit. It ain't got no sense. We all know you got to have sense for intelligence. Wake up. Stop following the lemmings. It is time for us to take this planet back. But first off, you need to understand how this density structure works. And when you are dense, your higher self drops into a denser situation. They don't have access to the tools they had in heaven anymore, and they can't help you. Those are facts. Get yourself up here. Remember, we need to be above contemplative, which is the lowest level of heaven. Be just, be righteous, be principled. Stay in unconditional love for all beings. If you don't like what somebody does, walk away from them. We don't need that. But you can love them. But love doesn't mean you put up with the toxicity. To love others, you must love yourself first. I love you so you can love you. This is the truth. This is not programming. I'm hoping we'll deprogram eventually. Y'all have a beautiful day.